Whoever you are and whatever are you trying to learn and remember, this video is for you. I have come quite a journey while trying to figure out what works the best and is also scientifically proven to work while trying to remember literally everything in med school. The following methods can be applied on studying at high school, uni, as well as remembering as much as possible while trying to learn a new language, or just to practice your memory as a prevention of diseases such as Alzheimer's, etc. Let's get right into it. Number 1. Draw, and sketch everything. I cannot stress this enough. Oftentimes it's difficult to understand something just from a plain, non-colorful text, but it is just so much easier to remember it while you have visualized it. And the best way to do that is to simply draw some kind of scheme on the paper. That way, not only you see it and your visual part of brain perceives it, but also the motor part of the brain, because you have experienced it through that part when you had to pick up the pencil or crayon and draw. Another related and really important point is to make it as colorful as possible. Different colors that have a good contrast in between them is the key here. Let me give you an example. In my first year of med school, when we were studying the anatomy of the neural system, the brain, spinal cord, and all these nerves, etc., which is like very complex topic, by the way, and it requires lots of dedication to learn and actually remember. So at that point, when I was already pretty desperate, I was like, let me put some colors in here. And for example, all of the parasympathetic fibers or innervations were purple for me. Sympathetic were brown. Somatosensory were bright green. Somatomotory were red. And I could go on like that. That way, whenever I read something and it was that color, my brain actually already knew what was coming and that I have associated it with the right thing, and that was what helped me to remember it long term. Number 2. Mnemonics. Another essential study technique that is proven to work. The weirdest, the stupidest, funniest the mnemonic is, the better. Why, you may ask? Well, if you have something that is somehow funny or weird or kind of stupid, you associate it with some kind of emotion, and that is essential here. Because at general facts or experiences that have this kind of some emotional background is something that we remember far better than the facts that don't have that. It makes a lot of sense, especially from the evolutionary point of view, because experience that was maybe unpleasant or dangerous, for example, eating poisonous berries that made us feel sick, is just meant for us to remember, so we don't repeat the same mistake and don't expose ourselves to danger and increase our chances on survival. So the takeaway here is give it some kind of emotion. Number 3, Active Recall, aka Anki. I swear, this is my most used app during studying. I have spent probably hundreds of hours studying with this helpful tool. Basically, how that works is that you have created, or someone else has, cards, where on the one side there is question, something you are supposed to name, and when you click the screen, there is an answer to that question. You can add pictures or photos as well. The principle is similar to Quizlet, if you are familiar with that app, with one important difference, and that is spaced repetition. How that works is that after you finish the card, you can choose how hard that was for you to answer. And based on that answer, the software will select a timeline and decide when it's going to be the next time that the same card will pop up again. Logically, the card that you know better will pop up later than the ones that you didn't know much about. What I sometimes also do is something that I call real-life Anki, which basically means that I just cut some kind of hard paper and create the Anki cards on paper while going through the lectures, and then when I am doing the Anki later, I sort them out into the categories based on how well I knew each one of them. These have helped me to prepare for some of my hardest tests in med school when I had just maybe 3 days to prepare and it was semester worth of lectures. So I stand by this when I say that this method is very, very effective and I use it a lot. Number 4, post-its everywhere. And when I say everywhere, I mean everywhere. This is one of the things that I feel like is easy and non-violent way how to like remember something. You just take the most important parts of the lecture slash something you can't remember or conjugation of the verb in a foreign language you are trying to learn and so on. And you just put that on a post-it somewhere in your room or the fridge or just anywhere in the house. That way, when you are sitting at your work table and procrastinate on YouTube or TikTok and look away for a bit just to relieve your eyes, and you may just come across the post-it, and you tell yourself, I may as well read what's on there, and tada, you are already learning in this subtle, quiet way. Number 5, explain. It can be either to yourself, to your teddy bear, family member, partner, or just whoever. Why that works? Well, if you have to talk about a certain topic and make the other party understand, you have to make sure that you understand it really well as well. Good way to practice this is also with additional questions, either from another human being or AI. You can literally just tell ChatGPT to make you a list of questions for the topic to make sure you understand it well. That was it for today's video. Hope you found it helpful. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button and leave me some comment, and see you next time.